Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. Whether you're watching us live on YouTube at TradeEZ or listening on your favorite podcast platform, we've got you covered. Subscribe, join the community, and get ready to dive into real talk and real market insights. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, I'm Stephen Kalayjian and welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. One hell of a day here, and the markets got absolutely kabooshed. No bull here today and a lot of ugliness, I'll tell you that. Well, first of all, we saw stocks like RH, bad earnings, kabooshed. We saw stocks like SFM, kabooshed, bad earnings. Coinbase, unbelievable, had a ruling in its favor, was trading 267 right after the market opened. I tried to short, I couldn't even blink that fast. The stock closed from 267 down to 236, down 31 off the highs. S&P futures, we caught some really great short patterns around the 11:20 into 11:35 and 12 o'clock. Unbelievable short patterns on the index futures. We got big sell reversals on the 30 and the 60-minute time frames on the underlying ETFs. When that happened, we got a really nice, great short pattern, which I'll show you around the 11:30, 11:45, and we never looked back. S&P's hit on that time frame 6105 and a quarter, and we dropped close to 70, 73, 74 points on the S&P from there. So we saw FedEx kabooshed. We saw Tesla down 17. Restoration Hardware, like I said, down 25. We saw a stock INOD was trading 71, dropped 11. Right after the market opened, it drifted. I had nothing but sells up there, and boom! Actually, a good friend of mine came in long, and I told him on his last position where I would look to exit around 70 and a half. The high was 70, 77, and kabooshed. Absolutely kabooshed. PLTR on the opening, I had nothing but sells. When the stock was hitting 109, I was shaking. I couldn't even type that fast to short it. All right. And kabooshed. Whoever bought the 109s, he jumped. A lot of people jumped buying stocks. Meta was trading 704, 705 right after the market. Meta got down to 683. I remember a week and a half ago, Meta was trading at the 740 level. So my target on the S&Ps, I was looking for shorts between 6180 and 6220. We got up to 6166, of course, 14 points to my first target. But I still think we're going to go back up here. We're probably going to go down first, get the oversold condition, and then push up. The way I was thinking was to push up this week and next week into that 6180, 6220, and then get this drop in the first couple of weeks here in March. We saw the banking stocks get crushed. The Russell was down 2.89%. The Nasdaq was down over 2. The S&Ps were down over 2. The Dow was down 1.89, down over 800 points here. We saw UNH, stock in the Dow. Now they're being investigated. So the stock got absolutely kabooshed here. So a lot of ugliness around here today. Really, the markets were really just in a complete free-for-all. And right after I got that bounce, and I'm going to show you this pattern, unbelievable patterns here. Apple was trading 248, 248.50. I'm saying to myself, who the hell is buying this with this sell divergence up here in Apple? Apple down 3 from the highs. Microsoft on the opening was trading 418. Monster sell divergences. Couldn't even short it that fast. It just dropped and then kept on dropping. And then when I got the big sell reversals on the 15 and then the 30-minute time frame, all the bounces, which I'll show you above the 413 level, beautiful patterns. Microsoft closed 408.14. So let me just go back and show you some great patterns here. And this is the Apple short that I want to show you. All right. And if you look here on the 30 and 60-minute time frames, All right here. You can see you're making new highs here, okay? And the MACDs did not confirm. So the MACDs did not confirm here on the new high in Apple on the 60-minute time frame and the 30-minute time frame. A clear case of a sell divergence in a positive trend. And then once Apple reversed the sell here on the 15-minute time frame, right here, the saying goes, I knew the highs were in for the day, right here. Beautiful pattern. I want to show you the S&P futures on the 30 and 60-minute time frames. This was where the confirmation for the monster short. So after we got the push down here, right here, you see the algorithm, my algorithm indicator for reverse to sell, MACD's negative. Look at these ADXs rising. There's no way in hell you would want to be long. Look at this. Rising ADXs, right? That means the trend is in place. Huge buying pressure, right? Selling pressure, sorry. You can see the dots are into my blue, the cayenne here. That means that there's nothing but selling pressure. This is the short that I was talking about right here. The S&P futures, after the bounce, got right up in here to the 61.05 and a quarter. And this is the pattern off the 15-minute time frame right here. This is the short pattern that we call the bear flag right here, right around the 11:45, like I said. And I'm shaking my head, and the oscillator was actually very high because you can see this is the oscillator has what's called end of bar. So it opened, the high was 61.05 and a quarter, and it closed at 99, so it dropped 6 points. But when the oscillator pushed up dynamically, we were in the 85, almost the 87, 88, 89 range. And then we never looked back. And then look at this pattern right here. Again, you're getting overbought into the rising ADX on the 15, the 30, and the 60 with the big selling pressure. I'm saying to myself, and I'm screaming, who is the hell's buying them up here? But who cares? We're getting short, right? We're getting short. Boom, kaboosh, negative MACDs on the 15, 30, and hourly. Look at the rising ADXs. Look at the huge selling pressure. S&P futures from 105 and a quarter. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Look at that. 80 handles, 80 points, a monster move. Let me show you Microsoft this today. Microsoft pushed up right here. You can see Microsoft on the 60. Here's the high. Boom. The MACDs did not confirm the high on the 30-minute time frame. Microsoft, boom. Then all of a sudden, you can see here, Microsoft right here made the high. Microsoft reversed the sell on the 30-minute time frame right here. I'll switch it to the 15. Eventually, the 60 reversed the sell, right? But here's the sell on the 15. This is already came in. I'm sorry, the 15 already. Here's the push up into the negative MACD. That's why the first thing I do each and every morning, I look at the bigger time frames, the 30 and the 60-minute time frames, because I know if they're going to gap up like that, there are sell divergences here, okay? So now Microsoft pushes up, then right around the 10:30, right here at 10:30, I knew that Microsoft reversed the sell on the 30. It correlated with the 15-minute time frame. That means 2 out of 3 are now negative on my indicator 4. And what do you look to do? You look to short the first bounce on the 15 right here. And let me show you this is a great pattern. So when Microsoft, now I know that the 15 to 30 and the 60-minute time frames are in sell mode. Okay. And then when the 5-minute time frame reversed to sell, you took this short right here, overbought after the 5 correlated with the 15, 30 and hourly. Microsoft 413.67, never looked back. Absolutely. Here's another short off the 5, and here's another short off the 5. 3 great shorts in the afternoon. Again, when you see the rising ADX like this, and you're getting overbought into the negative MACD, this is a Picasso. This is me. This is a Picasso, right? The 5 correlating with the 15 to 30, and look at the yellow dots into the blue here. All right, very big selling pressure. The rising ADX. So when you see an overbought condition and you see the negative MACDs, and especially after the 30-minute time frame reverse to sell, And now you see all these bounces, again, using the smaller time frames. You can see here, these are phenomenal shorts, phenomenal shorts. This is the pattern I'm talking about on the S&Ps today. Right here, I'm going to show you. This is the pattern right here. So when we got this push down right here, we rallied all the way up into the 10-bar weighted moving average. You can see the MACDs are negative, the ADXs are rising, the 30-minute time frame reversed to sell right here. That was yesterday, but then the 60-minute reversed to sell today. And once the 60-minute time frame reversed to sell, I knew that was it. Good night, Irene. That was it. And then here's the bounce up on the 60. That was today. And then look at the move all the way down here. Okay, this was the bear flag from yesterday. And then look at the push down. The Qs reversed to sell today, right? The Qs reversed to sell today on the 60. That's what I wanted to show you here. You can see the Qs reversed to sell today on the 60, correlating with the 30 and the 15-minute time frame. Every bounce on the 5-minute, and this was look at this beautiful bear flag here. When the push up here, the oscillator got into the 75, 85 range and never looked back. There were so many great patterns here today. It was just really MSTR, another good one. Bitcoin was trading 98,600 and closed down 3,000 off the highs. This is MSTR. It reversed to sell about a couple of days ago, but this is the big one here on the 15 today. When the MSTR reversed to sell, and I'll put up the 30-minute. So when it correlated here on the 15-minute time frame, you can see that the 15 reversed to sell, now correlating with the 30 and the 60-minute time frames. So again, look at these rising ADXs, big selling pressure here on the MACD's negative here. You got the big selling pressure. ADXs are rising, negative MACDs here on the 15, the 30, and the 60-minute time frame. You take the smaller time frames right here on the 5-minute, and you look for great short patterns. One here, here's another, two. We can even go back here early in the morning. Here's three. So this is exactly what we do. It's all technical analysis, and we can see that these patterns repeat themselves over and over again. We had some really great shorts. SMCI, I'm going to show you some really great patterns going into from Monday. But again, everything I do here is based upon all pure technical analysis, pure mathematics, and all pure looking at divergence patterns. And, like I said, if you can master the art of divergences, you've mastered the art of trading. Basically, everything is visual. Everything I do here is based upon visualization and repetition. These patterns do repeat themselves up and or down. It doesn't make a difference. When I get back, I'll tell you what I expect on Monday. All right, so for Monday, we're already in a negative trend here. The 30-minute and the 60-minute time frames reverse to sell on the QQQs, the spiders, the diamonds, the Russell, SMCI, NVIDIA, forward dart, okay? So all these 30 and 60-minute time frames reverse to sell. So what I'm expecting for Monday, I'm expecting sometime between 11:30 and 2:30 to get some type of a bounce, maybe by 2:30, something like that. I expect some type of an overbought condition to unfold on the 30-minute time frames. When you see the oversold oscillator right now in almost single digits here, especially on the 60-minute, I expect a push up. Maybe we get a push up to the 60, 65, 60, 70, 60, 75 on the S&P, 20, 25, 30, 40 points higher here on the S&P. But I don't think you're going to see any type of a buy reversal. Normally, when you get this type of pattern, when the 60-minute time frames reverse the way they did, SMCI, NVIDIA, the QQQs, the spiders, you're going to get, it follows the 15, which we almost got, which I'll count that as the 15 that happened at 11 20, 11:35, 11:45. Then I will get a push up off the 30-minute, okay? And then we'll get a push down. Then we'll get one push up on the 60, and we'll see how long the negative trend can last. So my expectations for Friday, I think if we gap down, it should be short-lived here because the MACDs are positive on the 5-minute time frames. So the new lows would ricochet right back up. But with that, I do think that we're going to get some type of a oversold condition here. Again, looking for a bounce, looking to get short off the 30-minute time frame. And I think that's going to be a catalyst for them to go down again. And then I think once we get that 30-minute oversold one more time, get a push up on the 60, get another push down. And then I think we're just going to just drift here and see. Eventually, what happens is I'm still bullish, believe it or not, even after this decline of 103 points on the S&P. Once these MACDs now are coming below my pivot line, it's just going to reinforce. If you get a buy reversal eventually, all right, now I'm not saying it's going to happen on Monday, but if we get a buy reversal sometime midweek, we got durable goods next week, we got PCE on Friday, right? You never know. But the catalyst here is that these MACDs on the 30 and 60-minute time frames right now, on the bigger time frames, especially on the index futures on the 30 and 60 and on the underlying ETFs, are below the pivot line. But for Monday, I'm bearish. I'm looking for a bounce, and I'm looking for shorts. When I get back, I want to tell you another great story in my collection, so don't miss this story. So as I said, I've been doing this 41 plus years, and August 1st of this year, I'll be 42 years in the industry. So I always tell people I have so many stories. I'm like, oh, you're going to run out of stories. I'll never run out of stories, right? I've been doing this for, like I said, so long that all my stories are just embedded, and I don't forget any of them because they're really, really great lessons I've learned over the years. And, so with that, one of the greatest stories that my father was with my father again. My father said to me, Stephen, I can't teach you. When I started working with him on the floor, he said, we'll just kill each other, right? And I said, okay. He said, you know what? I'm going to have Frank, my father's really good friend, and I used to go to Frank's house all the time on weekends, and I knew his family, his kids, and everything. And he said, Stephen, you're going to learn from Frank. Frank was a specialist on the floor of the American Stock Exchange. So he walked me over to Frankie, and I said, hey, Frankie. He said, hey, Stevie, how you doing? I said, good, thanks. He said, yeah. He said, your father wants me to teach you, so I want you to come here tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning, and we're going to learn. I said, okay, no problem. So my father says, okay, you're on your own. He said, make sure you learn from Frank. I said, got it. So I come there the next day, 10 to 8. I'm all ready and everything. I can never disappoint my father, or because I knew Frank and I didn't want to be 1 second late. So I'm there 10 minutes early. He goes, hey, you're here early. He's a big Yankee fan. He's got his paper, Wall Street Journal under his arm and everything. And next thing I know, he starts teaching me about options and this and that and whatever. I don't remember. He just went on. And he said, but here's the rules, Stephen. He said to me, if you don't know, as I'm teaching you along the way, you need to tell me. Don't yes me to death, because I'll be furious and I'll go tell your father and you'll be in really big trouble. So he said, if you don't know, just say, I don't know, Frank. Don't yes me to death, because if I ask you something 2 days from now that I taught you today, guess what? I'm going to be pissed. I'm telling your father, and you're not coming back here ever again. I said, no problem, right? So Monday goes up, 30 minutes later, 8:30, I go back to post 3, and I get ready for my work as a specialist clerk. Tuesday, I go in again, same routine, tells me whatever. I listen. Any questions? Nope, I got it. I'm getting it. No problem, no problem, no problem. I go back to my post 3. I do my day, right? Wednesday, I go in, and he starts telling me some stuff a little bit more advanced and everything. I said, Frank, I just don't get it. No problem. Does this again, another 5 minutes, blah, 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 blah. And I'm listening, and I'm listening, and I'm watching, and I'm listening. I said, Frank, I don't get it. Third time, same story. So now it's like 8:25. I got 5 more minutes. And he tries it one more time. I said, Frank, what the blank don't you get? I don't get it. He says, you're going to make it, like that. And I'll never forget that story, because the reason why I'm telling you that story is so many people in my channel, in my live stream, are fearful of asking questions. And I talked to someone this morning, and I said, don't yes me to death. As I'm explaining something to you, don't yes me to death, because when I ask you something, I can hear it. I can hear it, right? I can hear it in their voice when they're talking. I can hear it. And I said to somebody this morning and yesterday, 2 different individuals, as I'm talking or explaining something to them, and I said, you get this now, right? You understand what I'm saying? Pause. Yeah. I knew it. I felt it in my bones. I said, you can't do that to me. I'm here to help you. I'm here to train you. I'm here to work with you. I want you to be great, not good, but don't do that to me, right? Don't do that to me. So that story that I remember vividly with my father and Frank really happened to me the last 2 days with individuals. So my message to all of you is, you're going to learn, right? You're going to ask questions, be proactive. I'm not a mind reader. I don't get mad if you come to me or ask me a question. It's my job to try to train you to the point where you guys all can be very, very great at what we're doing here. It's a very hard game. No question is ever stupid. Yes, I understand some people don't like to ask questions in the live stream because, for whatever reason, people just text me and just call me, and I just talk to them privately if possible. But the name of the game is to be proactive, right? And I'll just tell you one other thing, right? As I'm doing these, talking to different people and explaining certain things to them, one of the things that I came across in the last couple of days, and if I had $1 for every time I hear this phrase, I know, I'm telling you right now, I'd be super rich, okay? But when I explain something, I'm like, why did you do that? That's not, I don't understand what you did here. And I know. I'm telling you, that word, those 2 words, I know, just send chills down my spine. It is absolutely the kiss of death. When I hear I know, I just drives me crazy to the point that I'm explaining something and I'm like, well, I was up X amount of dollars and I gave it back. And I said, but wait a minute, you hit your goal. You hit your goal, and then you made the 1,000, and then you gave back, and now you're down 500 on a day. Yeah, I know. A knife in my heart. I don't want to hear the word I know. Those words. I don't want to hear it, right? Those words to me is like drinking acid, okay? I just don't want to hear it. And I've heard them for so long from people. So the name of the game is to be consistent, to maintain discipline, to have the confidence to do this each and every day. That's what I provide each and every day here from 9 to 4 on my live stream. And to be able to have the patience for the patterns to set up and to be passionate about what we do each and every day. So with that, I want to say have a great weekend, and thank you. Please follow me on Twitter. I do post a lot of content on throughout the day. And if you need to reach me or text me, don't write me a thesis. Just text me and say, hi, I'm so-and-so. Let's talk about trading. My number is 914-500-7484. Have a great weekend, everybody. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Be well, everybody.
Thanks for tuning into the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe on YouTube at Trade EZ or on your favorite podcast platform. We'd love for you to rate, review, and join our community for more real talk and market insights. Until next time, keep trading and stay sharp.